Hello everyone. Welcome to more Minecraft. So yeah, I hadn't done like the usual weekly Minecraft yet this week. So I thought I was already playing Minecraft because I was doing a lot of stuff. So I figured I might as well, do an episode. Speaking of doing stuff, let me go ahead and come over here and show you what I have been doing. You might notice that the roof of the barn is complete now. It's completely covered in black wool, which is awesome. I still have the interior to finish up, but that's getting most of the way. I've gone in and put slabs down in all but these two sections. Then I'll have to put some ladders to replace the scaffolding here. And I actually was collecting some gravel earlier so that I could fill this spot in. That is the purpose of like this spot. This is supposed to be gravel. So there's that. While I was sitting here doing that, I've been here and there with the dripstone. Oh my lord, I did not realize it had grown this much since I last looked. Whew. Alright, that's probably enough for everything I want then. Yeah. That's probably enough to finish up the dripstone layer. I expected to come over here and see like 5 or 6 extra dripstone, not the whole freaking dripstone area filled up. So that's good. I mean, I need, what, 5? So, I need 5 to finish up here. And then, there we go. And with that, we have full dripstone production going. Now the issue therein lies that technically I need yet another full section like that for clay production. But that is something I can worry about another time. But yeah, I think that, do I just need 3 more dripstone? And I'll have full lava production down here too. So that's really good. Like, holy crap. And then I would set up the clay right here so that I have the dripstone dripping down, and then you put the dirt down, and then you put the water. So that's really cool. I didn't realize that there was going to be that much when I went back there. So other thing I've been doing is kind of flattening out this area over here. I've also been knocking down a few trees here and there. But mostly I've just been kind of working on semi-flattening this. I'm not going to completely level it off. I'm going to bring it down to like this layer here. one or what, two above the sea level like we have over here. So that it matches up with the barn. But then after that, I can start building stuff along the edges here. You know? So there's that. Be able to light all this up. And we can start thinking about building, I don't know, buildings. I don't know what yet. But yeah, basically this is really about all I've been doing today off camera, is just getting resources, getting wool, doing the dripstone. I knocked down a couple of the mangrove trees, and then they immediately regrew, and then I didn't bother to chop them down again. So there's that. I did go do a little bit of mining and got us a good bit more tough, which is great. I really need to get mending on this so that I can not have that break. I apparently just have enough freaking bees that I keep getting 18 honeycomb each time, I've noticed. So that's funny. I figured that since I was collecting wool, I might as well go ahead and finish getting the wool itself set up in here. So now we have this chest here that has all of the wool colors. Unfortunately, there is not a way to evenly divide the wool up so that you fill the entire chest. And so I have it like this for now. But if I even use wool for anything and, need to expand the wool production, I can always put down more chests. And expand the storage space. I could literally have one chest per wool type. I just haven't done anything like that. So, but yeah, some of these have stuff in them that I haven't marked. Like that's with cactus. That's nothing. One of these has something in it. Is it just this one? It's just that one, I guess. Dyes are over there. I did finish placing most of this. I've still got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 5.5 if you consider the fact that this is only 1 block tall. But to get all of that, I'm going to need to move these villagers. And considering that it appears that the next drop is going to be some sort of transport-focused update, what with the whole boat tethering and whatnot being added, I think that when it comes time to actually move these guys, I'm probably just going to wait until that drop comes out. Because there's just a lot of guys, and doing these one by one will suck. But if I can just shove all of, the same type into a boat, or a set of boats. I've got, 2 farmers? So it's I can put them into a boat and then just grab it by lead and drag it over to, a farmhouse. I've got the 2 cartographers that I could do the same with. Gather up all of the librarians into boats and then carry them off to a university or something somewhere. That kind of thing, you know. Something like that would be my plan, though. So, that said, I had a plan for what I was going to do this episode before I started the episode. I don't remember what that plan was anymore. I legitimately don't remember that, which sucks. Like, I went to start and was like, what was I going to do? And I don't remember, unfortunately. So, sadly, we will not be doing whatever I was planning on doing. Because, holy crap, I have forgotten. So, I guess one thing I can do is I can go grab the gravel and we can fill in the floor in the barn. And then maybe once the floor in the barn is done, I could think about building something else for the colony. I don't know what yet. But something else. Maybe the farmhouse would be good. Probably don't need all of this. But I'm going to take all of it anyway. So, the one issue with collecting gravel is that my diamond shovel has efficiency 5 on it. Or not efficiency 5, fortune 3 on it. Which means that it is guaranteed that I'm going to get flint every single time that I every time I mine the gravel with my shovel, which is not the greatest, unfortunately, because if I ever need to, pick up gravel for some reason, I can't just use my shovel on it. Yeah, I didn't think I would need anywhere near this amount. So, but yeah, so this is all basically guaranteed flint if I should ever dig it with the shovel. That said, there is always the, punching it with my fist. But, as that shows, sometimes even that gives you flint. So, it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. There is one strategy which will always guarantee that you get it, which is that. Letting it fall onto like a torch or something so that it breaks that way. That will guarantee that you get the gravel instead of it becoming flint. Which on one hand, great, it gives us the gravel. On the other hand, obviously you don't get the flint. But when you actually need gravel, I mean, it is good, so. I do remember, actually, what I was planning. And I believe I should have the resources for it. Just do 4 of those. And what? A redstone, isn't it? Boop. And doop, 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 doop. Compass! I'm gonna want emeralds. I might not have enough emeralds at the moment. Oh, it was a freaking cat. I was like, what the frick did I just see? Some kind of gray thing scurrying about in my freaking villager area here. It was a cat. There are cats, and they wander around because technically this is a village, according to the game. I did get the weaponsmith all the way up, so we now have both an armor smith and a weaponsmith. He's giving sharpness 2, so not the greatest trade that's available, but it is what it is. Our cartographers, though, should have, yeah, the Woodland Mansion. What does the other guy have? Also 14, okay. Woodland Explorer map. This is what I wanted. Because this is way the frick out there, dude. Holy crap. So it's to the northeast. -Z, but +X. It's to the northeast. So I figured this could be something for us to do. Make our way to a woodland mansion. Because what I do still need to do, regardless of what comes about when the villager update, the not villager update, but the next drop comes out, which seems like it's a transport based update, you know. North and east, so that way. Okay. I mean, I suppose this is fortune, which is, I don't know. It's good, and it can be good, but also, like, it really, I should probably have Silk Touch for that. It is what it is. The real question is how am I gonna get, like, northeast-ish? That's the real question. I don't feel like dealing with you. I'll just grab a ton of blocks. I mean, netherrack is always useful for, you know, building with, at least. It's certainly plentiful, anyway. So. Ah! Frick. Ooh! Get out of the fire! I think we're okay. I think I will survive. Because freaking Java regeneration is awesome like that. Okay. Well, I didn't mean to just drop down here like this. So, not the greatest start to our adventure. But I guess it's better than nothing. Sometimes it lets me play, sometimes it doesn't. Guess I could just go this way to the island here. I'm fairly certain we've been this way to some degree. So, I also actually don't know if... Fuck. Whoopsies! There was nothing underneath any of that. I also don't know if... holding the map in my offhand like this will show me where we are on the overworld. It does work in the Bedrock edition. However, that's also the Bedrock edition. And if there's one thing I've learned about Minecraft, it's that Mojang has two different products, both of which they call Minecraft, both of which they claim are the same game, but are not. In any way, shape, or form. Like, the two games could not be more different from each other. So. Or, I guess they could. But, yeah. What I'm saying is, that Bedrock and Java are not the same game. And that's just how it is. Mojang does try to make the claims that they're the same, but they're not. Half the time, anything you know on Java is unique to Java. And anything you know on Bedrock is equally as unique to Bedrock. So... yeah. At least they are technically bringing some parity, though, with the whole, you know, leading boats thing that they're adding. That's something Bedrock has had for a long time. Which I also think is playing into why the Bedrock version, like the betas, are behind. Because aside from the Happy Ghast, which I think came out on Bedrock first, the majority of the features have just been like, here's the thing that Bedrock can already do, you know? So it's like, well, we don't really need to put out a preview for Bedrock because Bedrock can already do most of these things. So this lets me pick up a bunch of netherrack. At least, you know, if the game lets me pick it up. Let's go ahead and start working our way up, I guess. This freaking pickaxe is just too good, though. So I have to kind of be careful when I'm mining. Just because I don't want to break too many blocks at once, you know? So. Northeast. But yeah, I don't know if the whole, you know, the map in the Nether tracks your overworld progress thing is on Java or not. I'm hoping it is. But more than likely we're going to need to travel some like 10,000 or so like blocks. So I'm not exactly that concerned about like needing to step out of the Nether anytime soon. So I probably gotta travel some like 500 or so blocks in the Nether first. Well, I guess not 500, because I'm thinking like 1 to 2, but the Nether is like 1 to 8 or something like that. But yeah, well, because hang on, I think I'm confusing something. Aren't the woodland mansions like really freaking far out, like 10,000 blocks or so? So we need to travel like 2,000 blocks just in the Nether, you know? So like we've got a ways to travel. If I remembered what it is that I need for the Striders, I would consider trying to get one. Just because then I could just cross the lava, you know? But I don't exactly remember what I need for that. And this is a pre-record, so I don't have a chat to tell me what to do. So, speaking of pre-records, what's a good term? What's another good term for that? Because I keep saying pre-record because that's the term that Vinny uses. You know, Vinny Vinesauce. But I kind of feel bad about using that term just because that is his term. I don't think he would have an issue with somebody using it or anything. But it is still like his term, you know? And I don't have a lot to my stream, if you will. Like, to my name. You know, I don't have a lot of memes or, you know, funny bits or things like that. So coming up with something like that, you know, for us, you know, for the stream, you know, it would give us something that is a unique term to, you know, our streams. Northeast. So, just something I would, ooh. I will take that. Just random ancient debris there. Why do I hear piglins? Huh? Why are there piglins in the Soul Sand Valley? Oh, because we're right next to a crimson forest. I see it. Got it. I see it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt. To set up some gold put on a pair of boots. Ooh, I have more I can make, actually. I didn't see that I had that section. That's 8. Okay. You, wouldn't happen to be interested in giving me a little bit of Soul Speed 3 by chance? Would ya? You know, for a friend. For a friend. I mean, Nether Brick's not terrible. Fire charges are not the most useful. Blackrock is fine. He's freaking out because of the zombie piglins. Okay, maybe give me something that I actually want, though. I mean, crying obsidian is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't even know what he just threw me. Bricks, probably. Just more bricks. Ooh, what this? Soul speed 1? Are you kidding me with that? You freaking... I don't need your stupid soul speed 1. Leather? He threw me yet more fire charges. And the problem is that these guys will treat shulker boxes like they're chests. And that would mean I would get attacked by them for putting down my own chest, basically. So I think I would go hide away somewhere and dump some of the stuff from my inventory once I do these last 2 barters. Ender pearls. Hey! How about that? Cool. Very cool. I actually will take the gravel over the other things. Thank you. And then now we'll just go ahead and come down here into our little hidey spot. And I'll throw a lot of this crap into here, especially some of the stuff that I didn't exactly mean to bring with me to begin with, like my emeralds. There. Now I should be able to go back and pick up a couple of the things that he left behind, but I'm really not that concerned. Like, I'll take the bones kind of thing. Don't really need the fire charge at all, so... North and easternly. Okay. I actually remembered, finally, that the hoe is a tool, and that you should always carry one around. And so I went and I got our diamond hoe that we already had out of the chest that it was in. And it's got efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and mending, so that we can just, you know, munch through freaking blocks with it. Like that. And that. But also, because we're going to be munching through blocks so quickly, it definitely is going to need to be mended. It's going to need mending. So... Get wrecked? We're definitely gonna want mending on it, so I figured, you know, make sure I have that. Get wrecked. I'm not even sorry. Like, he got stuck between two blue mushrooms. And I don't even feel remotely bad about just freaking, like, annihilating him. So, speaking of annihilating, or lack thereof, how many people watched that last video I posted? Whoo, boy, was I not having a good time at all. And the worst part is, like, I knew ahead of time. Like, before I even decided, like, to try to give, you know, FF14 Savage difficulty a try. You know, I was like, this is gonna go poorly. Like, it's not gonna be even remotely fun. I know this for a fact. Freaking, you know, like, Savage is no different from freaking Mythic in World of Warcraft, basically. There's even about as much pretentiousness as it turns out. Ugh. Pain. Apparently there are mods now, you know, like game, you know, add-ons, mods, whatever you want to call them. For FF14 that can, like, check I don't know what exactly they're checking for. It's something like it can check your prog or something, you know, like how far your character has gotten in a fight. That way, like, you know, I couldn't join a Savage that's like, hey, you know, we're at freaking the dance thing in that fight that I did. Like, we're at the dance prog, you know? And, like, I couldn't go in and just be like, yeah, I know I know that part. Like, the mod itself can tell them, like, actually, you have never succeeded on that part. I guess people have been really, like, getting really pretentious about it. Like, yes, you shouldn't go into a thing like that, you know, and lie. You know, I do agree with that. But, like, you know, you join and, like, they just won't even talk to you. They'll just check that add-on. And if you haven't made that, like, prog, they'll just be like, nope, kick. Like, they won't even, like, talk to you or question. A lot of people have had their alts get, like, kicked from these, like, fights. Because of... Oh, I forgot about the brute! I forgot about the brute. Good. Very good. But so like people get like kicked. And they'll be like, well, you know, freaking I did it on my alt. You know, that hasn't freaking done it yet. So of course it's going to be marked as me not having freaking done the prog. And they'll just be like, nope, don't care. Add-on says no, so bye-bye. You're just screwed. And it's like, you know, add-ons are not allowed on Final Fantasy XIV. They're not. They're straight up not allowed. Like, mostly because of the fact that due to FF14 also being on console, like, there's just a lot of add-on things you can do that would completely, like, upset the balance of the game. You know, make PC users basically just like god tier compared to like what console players can even do. You know, stuff like, oh, you know, here's a thing that just tells you when to move. You know, like World of Warcraft. Freaking. Did you know that nobody in World of Warcraft even knows how to do any of the fights in the game? They just have an add-on that tells them, okay, time to move. And then they move. Now move to the left. Move to the right. Step back 3 times. Sorry. Freaking, I don't even know if anybody's gonna know that reference at this point, man. That's so old. I don't know. I mean, do they still, like, play that at a lot of weddings? I mean, that's where I've, like, heard that a lot, is at weddings. Like, that's the main source of, like, where I've heard it. It's just, like, cool. But also, just, like, it's fine. It's a fine song, I guess. I just have never listened to it outside of, like, a party, basically. So, oh my gosh, I hate freaking everything about inventory sorting. Freaking, is it really this difficult to freaking give us some kind of inventory sorting system, Mojang? Sorry. It's just running back and forth trying to freaking deposit one item into one chest. Just because freaking everything is everywhere, and I don't know. I don't know where anything is. Like, it's impossible to find any, like, one item that you need. So, somebody's gonna be like, well, just make an auto sorting system. It's like, great. Yeah, sure. Auto sorting system. Sure. Yeah. You know, with my knowledge of redstone goes into redstone repeater. Like, that's that's it. That's about all I know. Like, I couldn't even begin to guess how to set up something like that. Like, legitimately. Are we up here at this point? I don't know, we like went over here. Trying to follow the path still, but like fly so that we can get there quicker. You know? Like, okay, you know, we know this is the way we went to some degree. Because, like, we came out up here. But I don't know where we went after that. I do remember seeing this and being like, maybe I should go up there instead. Over here. Whoop. Straight through here. And then we kind of went across here. Oh, and then we took a turn here, apparently. But where did we go? Oh, down right. I was like, where did we go after that? Right. Went through the freaking underground passageway there. Hi, skeleton. Alright. And we just kind of traveled along this path somewhat. I don't know where we were from here. There's a lot of going down trees. Here we go. This is exactly where we were, actually, because there's a bastion. So. And speaking of bastions, I mean, they're gonna attack me no matter what. I might as well have my good gear on. You know? Get out of here with that crap. Like, the brutes are gonna attack me regardless of what I do. And that's gonna cause the piglins to attack me. So, like, there's just no point in bothering. Like, there's no point in bothering trying to be freaking, like, pacifist through here. Because I'm gonna have to deal with the freaking piglins no matter what. Oh, that's a brute. Owie. Ooh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, I just had nothing that I could do. So, whoa. That was interesting. Thought you always were guaranteed through the portal each time. Okay, this time I'm pushing up the F3 so I can see the coordinates. When we get there, I mean. They have a, like, a second portal there for some reason. Hoping I'm going the right way. Yes. Okay. This goes through here, and then up here, and then through here, and then over there. And then we gotta go this way. Like, I am trying to at least go back properly. I just figure that you all don't want to sit here watching, you know. I figure you all don't want to sit here and watch me run all that way back every single time. Like, I'm not good at Minecraft combat. Just straight up. I'm not. So, like, I will, not only will I die, but it will be often. And so it's really just like, okay, it's not a matter of will I die, but a matter of when, you know? Let's do 289, 55, and negative 787. Also, where the frick did that brute even come from? Like, there were no brutes. And then suddenly there just was. Like, there's nothing. There are none. Like, do you see a single brute around here? Because I don't. But, like, now that I've done that, a brute's gonna, like, suddenly appear out of nowhere somehow. I have no idea where he came from. Although, maybe not, since I fell down. And he, like, chased after me. So. Freaking piglins, man. I do miss the zombie pigmen, I'll be honest. But the piglins aren't, like, terrible. They're just odd. It seems like Mojang added the piglins to be like an antagonist. Except that was the whole point of Illagers. Okay, but seriously though. What's even attacking me? I was getting shot by something. But I don't even know what. Excuse me, 783. Just updating the coordinate. I see there's a guy over there. Okay. Not just, you know. He just decided that he had no reason to exist. That's all. I mean, they can come at me if they want. But like, It's not really gonna do him any good at this point. Diamond boots, diamond boots. I don't need the diamond boots. I don't know why I'm bothering to grab diamond boots. Hey, 2 more netherite. Cool. I don't need the gold chest plate either. That just straight up gives me the last bit of netherite that I need. Finish upgrading it. Correct. I do kind of like it when the piglins are like freaked out and they're like, blah, 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 you know. You get like all of the piglins like talking basically there in the background. It's like, yes, I did just do that. Like, are you sure you want to challenge me? Because I just did that. That's what I like to think anyway, is that they're like terrified. Because they usually do that when, you know, one of them dies, right? So it's like, oh no, now they're terrified because of what I just did. And it's like, yeah, you really want, you really want to, you know, you really want to, you want to tussle? I assume this is going to lead to a bridge unit. Which could be a really bad choice. You know, digging up into it. Because lava and all. Okay. There's lava right there. There's lava right there. Drippies? No drippies. Drippies. Okay. Well, we know where that is. We know that there's lava above us no matter what. So instead of digging further up, I'm going to dig out so I can see where we're at. Cool. Aw, that's a brute. Brutus. But yeah, so this is what I was dealing with. Was this section. So there was really no finding a space that I could have like dug up at. So that's why I was like, let's go out to the side, you know? I'm assuming that like a brute would leap after me. If there was one immediately here at the entrance anyway. There's a brute right there, but he's way up there still. That's what the piglin says. When he sees me take their gold. What? Get out of here. It would be nice if one of those would drop, like, the crossbow. You know? Also, I'm sure somebody's thinking, like, Serene, why do you never carry a shield? I'm like, valid. Legitimately. Come on. Frickin' heck. Like, there was just nothing. The idea was swing, knock him off. Swing, knock him off. Apparently, sometimes piglin brutes just can't be freaking knocked back, you know? Apparently, just sometimes you can't knock them back. The first one I did, but then the others just would never knock back. And I'm just like, really? And of course, I didn't update my coordinates at all. So I'm not entirely sure where I just spawned in at. Compared to, like, where I was, you know? Over here? Yeah, over here. Real good. Yep. That was real good. I definitely did that on purpose. Yep. Definitely. Oh, this is where I dug up? Thought that was where I dug up, since it was dug into the side there, but no, it's over there. That I dug up. Cool. And these are 276, 68, 819. Why does the F3 only sometimes work? Frick. Okay. But why were they all right there, though? Like, why were they all right there? Like, that wasn't even anywhere near where I fought them before. Apparently you can't attack through a portal. Interesting. Really? They're both 1 HP off. Like, how did they even get back up? Wait, how did I get up? Oh, did you just go this way? Okay, never mind. That does make sense. Again, piglins. Oh, honestly. Bones are always good. Gold is always good. Soul Speed 3 at last! We got Soul Speed 3! I don't remember how to get to the next section, though. Weren't these connected somehow? Down here, maybe? And over here? Ah, yes. And we go up. What? What? Sir? Really? Are we for real right now? Like, really for real? This is what I hate. And this isn't a Java Bedrock thing. This is just Minecraft combat sucks. Regardless of version. Like, Minecraft combat sucks. It's really never been, like, good. It's never been, like, terrible. It's never been good. Like, combat was very clearly an afterthought in, like, ye old Minecraft days. That was the wrong teleport anyway. What the frick? Like, in ye old days of original Minecraft, like, combat was very clearly, like, second thought. And by the time they did start to think about it, how are you? I literally watched you fall. How are you up here? There were two brutes in here. I pushed both of them off. So how was he still here? I don't know. Hey, pig step. There we go. That's something we hadn't found yet. I remember when the Bastions first came out. There were all these guides, like, here's how to get around the piglins. Here's what to do so that you don't have to fight the piglins. Yada, yada, yada. And then Mojang just was like, yeah, piglin brute. Really now? What the frick? It's like tons of gold in the back there. I've never seen that before. Is that normal? Have I just like been completely missing that in other bastions? I mean, not that gold is worth anything in vanilla. Unless I'm going to do piglin trades. Which I find is hilarious. Like, that was one of my... That's always been one of my complaints with Minecraft. Like, design. Is just... Gold is useless. Well, gold has higher enchantability, and... Like, it doesn't matter if it doesn't do anything. Like, can I do something with the enchant once it's on gold armor? No. Like, then it doesn't matter if it's more enchantable. I think that's why some mods make it so that, like, you can kind of disenchant and, like, take the enchants off of one piece of gear and put them onto another. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and, you know, like, don't hate for what I'm about to say, because, I mean, this is true, but, like, still, Minecraft, to me, I you know, make that clear, to me, Minecraft has always felt like an unfinished game. Like, the devs made a bunch of stuff and were like, yeah, great, you know, notch. You know, he made a bunch of stuff that was all like the beginning of an idea, and he was thinking like, well, I'll figure out the grand like scheme of it later. And then Minecraft blew up and he was like, oh, I gotta make money, so I need to actually like release this thing. So have fun. The game's officially out now, even though it's not finished. Also, holy crap, what the? There's so much gold on the back here. Whatever, I'm not even gonna fight with that. But there's just like so much gold there. Like, what? But to me, it always seemed like Minecraft was designed with like with the very like here's the feature of the week kind of like design philosophy, instead of sitting down and like, hey, how does all this like work together, you know? It was like, all right, this week's feature is gonna be, it kind of makes me think of like the beginning development of Yandere Simulator, where it was like every 2 weeks Yandere-chan Yandere Dev like would put out a new build of the game, right? And each time like he would put it out and be like, okay, here's this like, here's the next feature of the game. And throughout, even like, and I know somebody's gonna say, well, you know, Yandere Simulators are still in production. Freaking, that's been in production for 9 years because the dev won't freaking build an actual group to do the work. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think he's ever actually going to finish it, by the way, because freaking he's just enjoying making the game, which is fine, you know, because as soon as Yandere Dev does put out like the full version of the game, it's like, okay, now the game's out, you know. But like, I feel like that was the original idea with Minecraft, was it was gonna just be this like, you know, I'm just gonna make a game because I feel like making a game with these features. And then he was like, yeah, this is cool, here's this week's feature. Eventually, I'll figure out some way to, like, combine all of these things that I'm making. But, like, right now, I'm just enjoying, you know, making all these individual things. And then, all of a sudden, there was Minecraft. Like he just sudden, like, it literally feels like Notch was just like, yeah, it got big, so we had to just release it. And he never, like, put the finishing touches on any of those things. It's like, cool, gold armor and weapons have better enchantability, but that means absolutely nothing. Like, what is the point of that, you know? And if you really just start looking at Minecraft, it really just, you look at one feature and you start to go, well, now hang on, you know? And once you look at one feature with the, now hang on a moment, like, why is this a thing? Like, well, once you start wearing those glasses, if you will, like, you start to see it in more places. And I guess I've just always worn those glasses because that's part of the reason I feel like modding is so important to Minecraft, because I legitimately don't think people would play the game as much as people do nowadays if there wasn't a huge modding scene. Because modders went in and completed features, you know? Meanwhile, Mojang has been completing features since Minecraft's release. Like, okay, so you go to the Nether. So what's the point of the Nether? To get blaze rods. Okay. So what do blaze rods do? Well, they allow you to search for a structure in your world that didn't exist before, called the Stronghold. Oh my god. Yep, here's the death. Again. Nope, maybe not. 643, 32, 1139. I freaking accidentally opened my inventory. But like, as a game dev, I can tell you that there's a lot of like features in the game that I was working on that I was like, this'll be a cool feature and this'll be a cool feature. And I like this idea, and none of it mattered. None of it mattered and none of it meant anything. You know, none of it went anywhere. They were just in the game because I thought it was cool. Which is fine, but by... Hey! I apparently have never been in a basalt delta. But by the time you finish the game, all of those features have to be complete. And have reasons to use them. And Minecraft has just always had a bunch of features in it that had no connection between each other, had no reason for existing, and still, upon the game's release, that they were just still there. And nobody, not even the players, like, cared, basically. The player base was just like, oh yeah, I'm sure this will do a thing eventually. Enchanting? It'll be awesome when it's fully implemented. What do you mean the game's already out? What do you mean it serves no purpose in the game? Because you can just get whatever enchants you want from books. And thus, like, there's just no purpose to the enchanting table. It's not like it has any unique enchants. It's not like you can only do certain things at the enchanting table. Heck, the enchanting table isn't even a fully implemented idea. It's just here. I don't know. RNG, I guess. We'll figure it out later. But then later, never came. Because money, really. Because money, really. Because Notch was able to become a freaking billionaire by selling off Minecraft. And he's never had to do a thing in his life since. Oh, I still dabble in game development, but I don't know. Is there really any point? It's not like I'll ever make a Minecraft game again. I mean, he's got a point. He'll never... There will never be a game as successful as Minecraft was. Because most other games that come out will be feature complete. But because other games like Minecraft that come out will be trying to be feature complete, none of them will ever even remotely be like Minecraft. Think about this. What was the purpose of villages when they were first released? Well, there was none. They were literally just empty buildings on initial release. Hey, Wither Skull! I mean, even if I don't end up finding the freaking place, like, at least we've had some success. But like every game that attempts to be a new Minecraft is going to work very, very hard to ensure that they don't do what the things that Minecraft did with having incomplete features. Which is great. Like, that's actually a really good thing. But also, people are going to be working very hard to not do what Minecraft did. And but they're still trying to mimic Minecraft. Except that because Minecraft has so many useless features, incomplete features, it's like, okay, well, we want an enchanting system because Minecraft has one. But how do we not Minecraft? You know? How do we do this without it just feeling like Minecraft again? Or how do we do this but we make it like a complete feature instead of the incomplete feature that is Minecraft enchanting? And so they're always striving to create the better Minecraft And it's like, that'll never happen. You know, 4J Studios, for example, is working on Reforged. And if you look at what Reforged is, it's literally just, okay, so our first objective, I think they even like said this publicly, was like, the first thing we wanted to do is make sure that there was no points at which we would have like a block that couldn't be like slabbed and stared and things like that, you know? It's like, that's what all of that's what this is how do we make Minecraft again, but better? And you're just never going to truly be able to do that. There will be no video game, you know, no block video game that is in a Minecraft style like this, you know, that you will be able to play and be like, yeah, this is just better Minecraft. Because there's just so many incomplete features, you know? So, I don't know if I'm making sense out of what I'm trying to say. Like, yes, I understand what I'm trying to say myself, but that doesn't mean that I am, like, saying it in a way that makes sense to, like, other people. It just makes sense to me, you know? That's a lot of piglins. I'm sorry, how? Yeah, shoot your friend. Shoot him. Shoot your allies. I mean, we've seen what happens when they try to, quote-unquote, fix Minecraft. That got rid of the arrow. There was an arrow in that crossbow, and it did not stay. And I don't think piglins drop arrows just at all. So I don't know that I'll ever find an arrow. So this is a different kind of bastion. Or like dormitory area or whatever this is. Whatever the section is called. Like, this isn't the usual way this is, like, laid out. In fact, maybe this just isn't even, like, the same kind of bastion. I don't know that I've ever seen a bastion that looks like this. Like, what is this? I legitimately don't think I've ever seen a Bastion that looks like this. I kind of thought all Bastions were the same. Because I've only ever encountered just that one. Are there like different kinds of Bastions? I mean, I did think it was a little odd that, you know, usually structures in Minecraft are procedurally generated and have like different pieces. But Bastions always seemed like they just had the same 4 pieces. And that there was no other real like generation of anything. This just seems like it's a completely different structure. Like the gold is just sitting out here. Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I have legitimately never seen this Bastion before. I'm sure somebody was aware that this was a thing, but like, I've never seen this. Mittens. My mom's cat's just meowing. But like doing these like really like light kind of quiet meows. She doesn't usually do that. She's usually pretty loud. Meow? What? Meow? I'm looking at her, but I probably shouldn't be because who knows where anything is. I have never seen a Bastion that looks like this. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be, like, going to, like, find anything. Or if there even, like, is something to find. Like, is there even an interior? Or is it just, like, a big building on this one? Ah! Frick. I was really hoping that was not going to be the case. I was trying to avoid going into the lava. But it's okay. We've kind of made our way around it now. $9.83, 52, 12.30. And like, we're probably nowhere even close to this freaking structure. The Woodland Mansion, I mean. hear piglins dying in lava. I feel like I should be breaking through into something. Like with the way that the piglins are acting. Oh, hi. Okay, but really? Is there an interior to this or not? Oh, I think I may have found it. Sort of, but not really. This looks like the dorm portion. Like I'm at the bottom of the dorm portion of like the other bastions. Maybe is there a way, is there stairs up? I'm so confused. Okay, this seems like more the standard, like, bastion. But it's not. That was... Huh? Where am I? What the... I'm so confused. I've never seen a structure like this before. Like, literally ever. I've never seen a bastion like this. Guess, is that it? Just those two, like, mini chests? Like, do I need to go up more? Like, is there something in the, like, center here? Or I need to, like, go up? I'm so confused. Get tracked. Okay, well, I mean, there's a chest here. This one's got on... This crossbow has unbreaking on it. Ooh, lodestone. I guess it's this? No, this is just where I was that one time. Is there more up to this? Or is this just it? Like, I'm very confused. I mean, there's stairs here that go up. Oh, but this is where I was. I went up to here. Eh? No? What? Huh? No? Nothing? Okay. Rude. More up. Maybe? Nope, I've reached the top. Huh. Yeah, I don't understand this Bastion. I feel like I'm missing something. But maybe it's just because I've never seen that Bastion before, so I'm just confused as to how that one works. Like, that's legitimately all I can think. It's just that, like, I haven't ever seen that one before. So I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing here, because I feel like I should be doing what I normally would. But that's not how this Bastion works. You know? I do need to think about... Well, first off, something I've just kind of come to think about just now. I'm making this trip to get, you know, to this mansion. And not once have I considered how I was going to get out of the Nether once I reached my destination. It just wasn't a thought. Like, I was obviously, I would just build another portal. And therein lies the problem. I would normally just build another portal. But, I lack a few key ingredients. For that. Well, no point in sticking around here. $994.89. 1267. And they'll put me, you know, on that block, but still. Can I go this way? By any chance? And we venture off in yonder direction. Who knows what we will find, or if we'll find anything at all, or if there's anything to find. Don't mind me just grabbing a few building blocks. I mean, let's be honest. Like, I don't care at all about the piglins. They are, once again, just yet another thing that I feel feels like an incomplete feature. It's like, okay, so we have this group of piglins who's here to, like, be a nuisance. And, like, you can trade with them. Well, barter with them. If you have gold. Like, if you don't have gold, they'll attack you. But then they don't really have anything worth trading for. I mean, ender pearls, sure. But I mean, you can just get that from Enderman. In fact, the very idea that you could use piglins as a means to get a good amount of ender pearls, as soon as Mojang realized people were doing that, they were like, nah. And nerfed the frick out of them. It was like, one update, they were good for ender pearl trades. Literally the next, like, intermediary patch, Mojang was like, and they've been knocked down to, what was it, like a 1% for ender pearls? North and east. Let's go north a bit. Haven't moved at all on the map, but I also have no idea if we will. That's why I've been holding on to this, because I don't know if it is tracking the way it does in Bedrock or not. And the only way I'm going to know is if I can either find a way out, and upon getting out, seeing the arrow suddenly move, or seeing the arrow move while I'm, like, trying to navigate and explore, you know? Like, I think Minecraft would honestly have been a very different game if it had gotten completed before release. You know? It was like... Here's a good example. And I kind of started to touch on it earlier. But, like... What is the point of going to the other dimensions in Minecraft? You know? What's the point of coming here to the Nether? Its only purpose is that you might collect blaze rods. In fact, in the original, you know, before the big Nether update that they did, like, this place was completely barren. There was one biome and one structure. I have seen more modded Minecraft, like dimensions, that have more to do in them than either the Nether or the End in, you know, vanilla, unmodded Minecraft. What's the point of going to the Nether? It's so that you can get blaze rods. That was it. That was literally it. There was no other point in coming here originally. And even when they like added, you know, before they added all that, like, what was the point in coming to the Nether? Well, there wasn't originally. You went to the Nether because it was a freaky hell dimension with freaky stuff in it. And it was freaky and creepy. But it was fun. You just kind of went there to go there. And then Notch was like, "Aw, crap. Like, what do you do there?" And so he decided to add the Nether Fortress and blazes. And those blazes would let you get to the end. Because you could use them to get the Eye of Enders that showed you where the stronghold was. But now, what's the point of going to the end? You could argue that the purpose of going to the end is to fight the Ender Dragon. And you'd be right, technically. Because that is really the point of going to the end. And it was the point of going to the end. Until 1.9 or 11. Whichever one it was that added the End Islands. Ooh. Okay. But until they did that, literally the only reason to ever go to the end was to fight the Ender Dragon. But here's a question. Why? Why do we go to the end other than to fight the Ender Dragon? And by that I mean, if the Ender Dragon is not the sole reason to go to the end, then what other reason is there? But if the Ender Dragon is the reason to go to the end, and it's to fight the Ender Dragon, then I have to ask the same question again. Why? Now, you could say, it's a sandbox game, Serene. There's no story. Okay. Fine, I mean, solid answer. You know? Solid answer. You're not wrong in that regard. There is no, seemingly, there is no real story to Minecraft. And perhaps that's one of the things that people like, is that because there is no story, you never reach a point where you feel like you've reached the end. And I've said this before many times, like, I don't understand the concept of speedrunning Minecraft, because what are you speedrunning to? Well, I mean, the answer to that question is you're speedrunning to the end. To the ending, you know, to beat Minecraft. That's what everybody always says. And I respond with, but there is no beating Minecraft. There is no end of the game aside from the end, which is not the end of the game. It is called the end, and it's true that you could consider it the end of the game because there are credits. But just as with Pokemon games, you haven't beaten the game when you get the ending credits. You've only completed the main game, and now you're on the post game. To me, that's what Minecraft is. Except that there's never a post-game. there's never a point where the game says, okay, if you want to do the other content, you have to beat the main story. Unlike Pokemon, where in order to get into the post game, you often have to beat the game and defeat the Elite Four in order, and then move on from there. Restart the game and then you're in the post game. Minecraft never does that. At any point in your playthrough, you can just go to the end. But you can also just do anything else in the whole game and never go to the end. But it's not in that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, open world style of, like, you can do anything in the world, but at some point, you always have that looming goal of defeat Ganon. Minecraft doesn't have that. Minecraft doesn't have an end. An ending. It just has the end. A place that is named after the idea of it being the end of the game. But it's not actually the end. It really, and again, this is just my viewpoint and my thoughts. And you are free to disagree, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, like, this is my opinion, but, like, this is just the way it is, Like, this is my opinion. That doesn't mean that this is the way it is, though. Oh, I see. That's all that I can do in the way of nuggets. Cool. I mean, it's a lot of gold. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Because they've never made any use for it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm even, like, making a concise argument. I could just be saying things and, like, not even be, like, formulating any kind of actual argument. that's the one thing. Like, sometimes I lose track of what I'm trying to say. And the problem is that when that happens, my brain will just be like, I don't know, come up with something. And it's like, okay, here's something to say. It's not anything of what I was saying. In fact, it's even completely contradictory to what I was saying. But that's what my brain decided to say, regardless of whether that was actually the argument or not. I want to say it's an autistic thing, but I don't know. I don't know of other, like, autistic people, really, other than myself. I have nothing to base it on. I just know that there have been more than one occasion where I'm sitting here, like, you know, formulating an argument, and I stop and think about what I'm, like, saying in the argument at the time, and I go, that's not at all what I was saying. In fact, I was quite literally contradicting myself in the matter. Huh. Like, at some point, just because my brain needed to keep going, despite the fact that I was literally, like, saying the opposite of what I had just been saying, you know. I had that, if you haven't watched me doing FF14 Savage Raid, I had that during that video, I felt like. Because I was sitting here trying to, like, formulate, you know, why I completely disagreed that Savage was hard and that it was, like, fake difficulty. And at some point in, like, what I was saying, I started to be like, well, you know, difficulty is like, you know, you learn. And it's like, I mean, yes, but that's not, like, that would be the argument for, like, artificial difficulty. Is like, well, you know, you'll learn eventually how to do it. So just get good. You know? Maybe it's just that I don't have, I guess, a defined, I don't want to say defined worldview, but I'm not really sure how else to, like, word it. I don't have a way to word my view on things most of the time. But then something happens and it forces me to, like, try to come up with words to, like, define things. And it's like, I can't do it. And I think about that a lot too, where, like, I have words that I use nearly every day, if not every day, that if I actually sat down and was like, wait a minute, what does that word mean? there would be no definition. I know when the word is right, but I couldn't tell you what it's supposed to mean. Just when you're supposed to say it. And thus, I know the word, but I guess I don't really actually know a definition for the word. And that makes me, it makes me wonder if a lot of the time when I'm stuck and I can't think of a word to say, I wonder if some of that is because I know what I want to say, but I don't know a definition of what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. Like, I've just always called things stupid. Because there's things that are stupid. But if you were to ask me the question, what does the word stupid mean? I mean, what does it mean? I could use the synonym dumb, but then I'm just saying a synonym, the same word essentially. I'm not defining the word stupid. I know the word stupid, and I know when to use the word stupid, and I can tell you when something is stupid. But what is the actual definition of the word stupid? I don't know. Like, legitimately. I cannot give you a word to define what it means. I can't. I legitimately cannot. Yes, I see you over there. And the worst part about all of that was when I was taking an ADHD test. One of the things that they did during that test was put me through like an IQ test. And I never was like informed of the exact like results. I don't know, if do I have an IQ of 10, do I have an IQ of 100, I was told that I was doing really good in the test. by the tester. But the amount of times that I can tell you for a fact that I had no answer to the question that was being posed at the time, whatever said question was. Like, I'm going, if I'm doing good, then what is doing bad? You know? Because that was how it was, that's how it felt the entire quiz. Especially when, at one point, they did ask me to define words. And they were like, you know, define this word. And I'm just sitting there like, I have absolutely no idea. Just, there is no other. The words I use are because that's the word that means that word, what that word means. You know? There are no other words that mean that, whatever that word is. You know? It's like, what other word would I use for the word stupid? Again, I could use the word dumb. But I'm not defining stupid with dumb. They just mean the same thing. Something that is stupid is also dumb. But what does the word itself mean? I don't know. I legitimately have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. Great, like, moment for the music to go dawn. It was like, wow. That was like perfect timing. To me, anyway. It was like, I don't know. Dong. Yeah, that was great. I'm sorry, but that was like amazing to me. That like, I could not have timed that better if I had tried, kind of thing, you know? I really need to find a ruined portal. Wonder if I can locate structure ruined portal nether. $13.12 by $29.12. Ow! $13.12 $29.12. And we're currently at 2771 and 1387. So I need to go that way. That way and that way. I need to go down on the X, but continue to go down on the Z, but go down on the X as well. I've been kind of going up on the X the whole time. I think wherever we end up is just going to be where we end up. This is getting ridiculous. Ooh. Like, we've been traveling through the Nether now for 2 hours. And I don't know if we're any closer. Like, legitimately. I don't know. Uh, 2, 9, 12. So keep going that way. That's kind of a neat formation, though. Just that, like, I don't know, it kind of looks like a dinosaur to me. I put away all the arrows. Hey, there's the ruined portal, by the way. You know what? Screw it. I'll just run over here and uncover it. And I literally just need 1 piece of obsidian, it looks like. Frick. Mushroom can go away. Okay, I thought I had... Oh well, whatever. Thought there was an extra piece there, but... Oh, good, and there's no obsidian in here, because of course there's not. Oh, easy. Yeah, I can do that easy. Wow! That gas was just like, I'm gonna come in real close for no reason at all. Alright, I'm gonna empty a couple of things here. Mainly this freaking netherrack, so that I can pick these things up. Because I want these. And I don't have, like, a crafting table at the moment. I mean, there's always this freaking shulker box and all that. But I was kind of trying to avoid putting this down at the time. So, but yeah, we can get out of here and find out where we are. Find out if we've made any progress on the map. Shabang. Oops. I want that gold. Oh, it's not taking me through yet. I want this. I want this stuff. Let's go. Subspace bubble. Okay. Well, I mean, that does immediately tell us that the map does not work. Because we are very far in the opposite direction now on the map. I mean, that was pretty much the reason I wanted to leave. Was I figured that would be a good way to figure that out. You know? We had a different location on the map now. Okay. Let me just get stuff freaking cleared out here in my inventory. The problem now is I have no idea where that could be then. Where are we? Good Lord! 10,514 by negative 23,239. Good Lord. And we got subspace whatever 2. There it is. Use the nether to travel 7 kilometers or more in the overworld. Definitely did that. Let's see. Structure. Mansion. That is further out to the northeast. So that means that we overshot it so much that there's another freaking mansion like closer to us than the one that we have in our hand. So let's do this. We're gonna take this ruin portal. And we're gonna try and see if we can find the coordinates for the one that's on our map. By going back to our base. And then see if we can't kind of figure out where we need to go from there. Because, yeah, clearly this is a bedrock only feature. The whole, like, hold it in your hand and see the thing. But yeah, no, like, this is an interesting, like, structure. That's right here. Like, I know it's just random generation, you know, there's no... I shouldn't call it a structure, you know. Ow, fire. Don't want to die yet. Because, I mean, I want to get back to the base. So that means the best way is just going to be to die. You know? But I just wanted to get a screenshot of that. Because that's a really cool looking, like, structure. I don't know. Maybe I'll build it or something in the overworld. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. Well, I don't even know how to begin with getting back properly. If I can be completely honest with you. I really did just kind of go and assumed that we would eventually reach what we were aiming for. And thus I did not really think too much about the idea of returning at some point. Cool generation around here, though. I mean, that looks pretty cool, too, in my opinion. It's one of those, like, you see things in stuff, even when it's not something. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get a better view of it, but not really from this side. Like, I'm just gonna have to go closer. Like, physically go closer. If I want to, like, view it from here, there is no other real spot. Of course, the problem with that being... that to get closer means to build out and risk the ever possible death. Like that. This fire prot is too good. My armor was just too good. Like, that's all there was to it. It was taking forever to die because the armor was too good. I mean, I have no reason not to upgrade these. I have never done this before. I have never had full netherite before. So if I do / locate mansion, where is this? Really now? 432 by 720? $432 by 720. I mean, northeast, right? No. Positive. Z positive. So southeast? So that also can't be the one on the map. Because the one on the map is to the northeast. What the frick? That's why we were going northeast. But this one is southeast? Why did it give me a mansion to who knows where in the northeast then? Positive X, positive Z. 432, 720. Ah! Frickin' drowned. I knew immediately that it was a drowned attacking me. It's quite literally the only thing that can spawn around here to attack me. And it's so freaking annoying. Where did there was a boat over here. That's why I came over here. Boat. Bye-bye. So, but really though, southeast? Right? Positive, because it's in the positive for both. Well, I guess we'll see where it goes. I mean, southeast is definitely not the freaking like map that I have, so $432, $720. I will say that is a cool structure. Or generation, I suppose. This actually kind of looked like a structure at first. But it's just generation. I know that I'm going in the wrong direction right now, but that's because I'm going around the land because it's night. I really want to figure out where this freaking map goes to. But I really wanted to travel there via the Nether because I thought that'd be cool. Oop, hang on. Technically, we went too far. So we have to actually go on land here. Hey, look! Wildflowers! First time I've seen these. At least since they were released, you know. This is all new generation over here. Oh, get off of it. I will say, Minecraft has this weird point in it where everything becomes so unthreatening to you. That, like, you're just like, why? Like, why are you even trying to fight me? Positive X. I need to go that way. Well, we're not going that way. I'm just gonna try to line up positive X right now. Who knows, maybe we'll come back out here when the transport update comes out and we can move all of these like pigs and stuff. They know what someone's thinking. Serene, if you had an elytra, you could just go there. I don't have fireworks. Okay. That way, basically. Towards this mountainous area a bit. Minecraft generation can just be so cool, though. Hey, look, I was wanting more of this. So as it turns out, you can just punch these with your fist. Because, you know, you can. Because it's Minecraft. Consistency is not a thing that they have ever considered implementing. Like, it just doesn't exist in Minecraft. Once again, another byproduct of that feeling that the game, that there's things in the game that just aren't finished. Hey! I mean, it's definitely not the mansion on the map. It's So there's that. Also, is this in a freaking birch forest? Because this is not a dark oak forest. What? It is a pillager, illager, whatever you want to call it, mansion that is in neither dark oak forest nor, I mean, okay. There's a little bit of dark oak right here, it looks like. This teeny tiny little bit of dark forest was all it needed to spawn a mansion here. Oh, well, maybe it goes out this way. Okay, looks like it actually does extend out that way. So that's why it's here, because there is dark forest. It's just over there. Now, this is a really bad idea for me to come in here now, due to the fact that I have 6 pork chops, you know, as food. I know I had some raw pork chop in one of these, which of course raw pork chop is not necessarily the greatest thing for us to have. However, something I forgot about was that I keep a crafting table at all times. And surely the pillagers won't miss a couple pieces of cobblestone from their mansion. No, unfortunately, I think the biggest issue that we're going to have is actually cooking it. Have no coal, nor do I have lava bucket. But you know what I do have? Leaf litter. This is so dumb, but I kind of love that I'm doing this. I'm just picking up all of the leaf litter and like just throwing it into the furnace. I could cut down this tree. But why do that when there's a perfectly good fuel source right here? And it's the new item. This is so dumb, dude. I can't believe I'm doing this. Freaking almost a full stack of freaking leaf litter to cook 17 pork chops. Like, what the frick? This is so dumb. And I love it. And hey, I'm barely using any real leaf litter either. Like, this is one of those annoying new blocks that can have up to 4 of the item in one freaking block. Speaking of annoying blocks where there's 4 items in one block, at some point, though I dread the idea of going going out of my way to collect it, at some point I am going to want to figure out where a cherry grove biome is, because I do like the little pink cherry blossom flower things, even if they will absolutely fill up my inventory and serve no great purpose. And even after my inventory is full, I'll only have collected like a tiny handful of the items. Because they freaking are 4 of one item to a block. But it's fine. God. Freaking, I have filled up all 4 shulkers. Like, I needed to bring more. That's my fault for not having stopped anywhere at any point, though, to, like, empty out my inventory. You know, we had the chance when we went back to the base, and I just didn't take it. Because I wanted to get to this freaking mansion. Even though this is not the right mansion. Hey, there's leaf litter in here. Oh yeah, weapons can be upgraded to netherite too, can't they? I forgot about that. So we do still need a little bit more netherite. Well, I wanted to get a good, like, screenshot of the freaking mansion, you know? I'll figure it out. Into the mansion we go. Oh, hey, it's the secret room. Efficiency 1 iron axe. This secret room has been bugged for the longest time on Bedrock. I think they finally fixed it. I was convinced it was a freaking, like, developer troll. Because, like, the item just kept changing every single update. I'm just like, no way that it just happens to change every update. You know? Clearly somebody is, like, in control of that. Especially with how it was, like, moving so perfectly along, like, a specific line. And then they fixed the bug. Which does not necessarily mean it wasn't a dev troll. Simply due to the fact that it's awfully convenient that they fixed the bug right as You know, because it was cycling gear. Like it was like, what was it, leather armor at first, and then it went to chainmail armor. And every update, it was like the next piece in the armor. But right before it goes to, I don't remember if it was iron or gold or something like that. Just whatever was technically next. All of a sudden, the devs were like, and we fixed it. Maybe they just didn't want to give out, you know, iron or gold or whatever gear it was that had efficiency on it. They're like, you know, this has been a fun gag, but we gotta stop because at this point it's gonna get into like actual good gear, and we don't want that. I thought that I could just break through to the other side, but apparently that's not how this works. Yeah, here we go. Resin, gunpowder, redstone, gunpowder, redstone. 13. Gas bones are always good. Yeah, see, I was trying to break on through to the other side, but as it turns out, that's not the way that works at all. In fact, it's right there. How about that? There was no other side that I needed to break onto. Allays! Anybody remember when we were all excited for Allays? Because we were like, yo, they're gonna, like, take stuff that we want and, like, collect it all together. And it turns out that they actually just suck. Funny thing that happens when Mojang is like, hey, let's do a mob vote. But we won't actually tell you what the mob is, like, actually gonna do. And we're not gonna, like, make it so that you can see what it does before you vote. We're gonna give you a half-baked idea and tell you to vote based off of that. Nope. I don't remember if shears are actually better for this, but I don't think I have any shears on me. Which is fine. I think this is literally just wool. Like, I don't think there's anything here other than wool. I don't think there's any, like, hidden chests in the corners or anything really special like that. I think I've actually, like, gone through this before. Like, all of this wool. And been like, there's actually nothing here. Like, see? There's nothing. Nothing in any of the corners. There's just so many other places that you would have to like try to dig, but then there's nothing in any of them either. More LAs! Hi! I mean, I had to free the alley. I just didn't want the creeper to blow up. Also, I should be taking these cauldrons. Now, if I were to actually give these guys something, they would actually follow me. And, like, help me collect it. But that would involve me giving them something to collect. And I don't have anything for them to collect. So... what is this even supposed to be? Like, okay, this is a bed, clearly. But what is this? Oh, I'm out of torches. Oh dear. I don't have anything with which to make torches with either. Well, such is our life, I guess. Here's Johnny. This is so dumb. Alright. They deal some damage. I was literally just thinking, like, they don't deal any damage. Like, it's ridiculous. I guess, you know, my gear is just that good. But nah, actually, when I actually got a chance to gang up on me, and I actually had to fight more than just one guy. What the frick? Did he like spawn up there? That zombie. Lols. I thought Vexes went away when the evokers died. Is that a modded thing? That might be a modded thing. Oh my gosh, Vex are so vexing. So one of the annoying things about the Vex is that it's armor piercing. Or I should say they are armor piercing. Which means that when they're like guardians. When they hit you, it doesn't factor your armor at all. Really? That's it? That's the whole mansion? One evoker? What the frick? one evoker. There was one evoker in the entirety of the mansion. Oops. Everything's fine. See? Good as new. Oh, wait. There was one down here on this floor. Alright. Is that it, though? Is that literally everything? Is that the whole mansion? Like, I'm out of torches, so I can't mark where I have or have not been. Freaking chicken statue. Oh, here we go. Ooh. So 4 evokers altogether then. Actual damage going out here. Oh, what the frick, dude? That was lame. I like that it used the gold apple and then killed me. Freaking, it's so dumb. Freaking Minecraft combat can be so stupid sometimes. Okay. Well, we went to a mansion, which was the goal of the episode. So, I mean, at least there's that. Nice. But that's what I get for using freaking relative teleportation on the Y-axis or whatever. $84. Good to know. I'ma just finish these guys off right fast. Where'd the other evoker go? What? Sir? Where did you even come from? I should have grabbed some torches. But it's fine. Bang! Ah, I hate Vexes so much. Why don't they go away when the freaking thing dies? The dude bro. The evoker. I mean, obviously that's a modded behavior. and not vanilla. I would never have known. Because I don't think I've ever fought an evoker in vanilla before. Oh, and I'm back here. Wait, did this loop? Am I back at the stairs? It did. I am. It looped. Because I went that way to start. Right? Yeah. Went towards these stairs. It looped. Huh. You don't usually see that in the mansions. Where they loop like that. Secret rooms? Secret rooms? No secret rooms. None. Not a single secret room in the whole of this mansion. Secret rooms. Secret rooms? Hello, secret room? Hey, a secret room. Not that there's anything here, but secret room. Hi. Sure, you can have the place. That's fine by me. Go right ahead. Secret rooms? Nope, no more secret rooms. Well, shucks. Seems we found all there is to see. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe. You can check the video description down below for a link to the playlist, so you can see any of the streams and or pre-records that were done that you might have missed. There isn't something weird in the chicken, right? Like, it's just wool. It's not like, I don't know, a block of lapis or some weird thing somewhere in it. Sir? Apparently there was a wandering trader up there. He's still alive, apparently. Oh, yeah. Here he is. Milk bucket, water bucket, potions of invisibility. Uh-huh. Very nice, sir. Oh, my flint and steel broke. Well, that's about as much fire as I can make then. Because I don't think I have another one. I am curious to see how much of this will actually burn down by the end. And how much of it will be left behind. Hey, maybe if I'm lucky, I could even end up getting a torch or two. As like the fences and stuff burn. This room is just gonna get completely untouched, isn't it? Well, now the fire's kind of making its way over here. But yeah, I'll see if I can't figure out where the mansion that's on our map actually is. And maybe we'll try to go there next time. So. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed. You know, don't let this happen to your mansion. It's not fun. And, I guess with that, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! I had to cook pork chop.